We're just here at Book Soup. Just bought How to Win Friends and Influence People. Looks good, right, Ollie?
I did not. I didn't. I just threw it up there and uploaded it. Hello, nerds, geeks, gamers, and all of you beautiful people out there. Sorry about that. It is the Jerk, bringing you day 4. Ooh, I just got a message. Who's it from? Sorry, that was a message. Anyway, alright, guys, or guy, or whoever you are that it was that liked my first video. Hopefully you've seen the one. It doesn't look like it because there's not a like on it. So if you did see it and it still is helping you out, making you feel better, please give this one a like, because this is now, that was day 4. Yesterday, I believe, was day 5, I believe. Yeah. No, today's day 5. Alright, anyway, sorry about that. I'm blah, blah, blah. Alright. Anyway, what today is all about. What is today all about? Well, today is all about awareness again. Now, that was the first day. Let's talk about your awareness and your deserve it factor. Okay, so let's see. Today was more about being aware in the sense of what's the differences between your rich friends and your poor friends. Now, what he was talking to us about today wasn't not rich in the sense of money rich, but it could be anything. It just depends on what it is that you're seeking. If someone has a very happy relationship and that's what you're seeking is a happy relationship, then they are richer than you in a relationship. Are they richer than you in your morals? Are they richer than you in ethics or their happiness, fulfillment, whatever it is that you want, that they have, they're richer than you. That's your rich friends. And whatever it is that you want that your other friends don't have, those are your poor friends. The differences between your rich and your poor friends. That's what we are told to notice today. Start taking notice on what the differences are. And also, again, he was talking about what we were talking about the other day. If I am great, then it is because I stand on the shoulders of giants. He was talking about how some of his mentors, his multi-billion dollar mentors, were telling him himself, hey, look, I haven't had one original idea in my life. Ooh, I thought that little guy was somebody. Anyway, I haven't had an original idea in my life. And, you know, we all get, like I said the other day, we all get pent up in that pride that we don't want to owe nobody anything. So we want to be original all the time. We want to come up with our own ideas and forge our own path. When, like I said, you're going to only end up trying to reinvent the wheel when it's already been invented. I mean, who the hell's going to buy the wheel when, who's going to buy a reinvented wheel when it's already been invented? Are you figuring out a way to improve upon that wheel? That's what we were told to learn. The differences between the rich and the poor. Not rich in money, but rich in everything else. So, here's one of the differences that he was talking about. He was talking to one of his mentors one time, and they told him, Ty, don't ever start a service business. Make a service a marketplace. Make a serviceable business into a marketplace. Basically is what he was saying. He gave him a little tidbit of advice. He turned around and gave one of his friends on Facebook who said she was starting a business, turned around and gave her the same exact advice. She was appalled. She was appalled. She took it as an attack on her pride. Said, how dare you? Whenever I need advice from a millionaire, I'll let you know. It's like, and in my mind, the way it is now, I'm just like, well, that's just ignorant in a sense. It's like, if I need advice from a millionaire, you need advice from a millionaire, especially if you don't have, especially if that's what you want to be. That's why most of us start a business. We want to financial freedom. Someone who has millions of dollars is usually pretty financially free, and why the hell wouldn't you listen to that? If you're a basketball player who's just starting out, and Michael Jordan comes up and tells you, hey, don't worry about being like the best dribbler, and you pride yourself on your dribbling ability, and you get pissed off, you just got mad because the greatest basketball player of all time decided to give you a little tidbit advice, and you took it to heart. You took it personally. You let your pride and your ego get the best of you. That's what we are talking about today. It's part of that humble, that show humility, be able to take advice, and be able, another thing that we learned today, be able to accept the truth. Don't get so caught up in your beliefs, your wants, and your thoughts that you fall into that confirmation bias. You start looking for answers that only go with what you believe, that only go with what you already believe. Always be open, always accept change. Change is good, change is not bad. Change is how we adapt. That's how you grow. Alright? The same thing with the whole copying thing. You take a little bit from other people's work and you make it your own. You don't necessarily have to copy them word for word or pound for pound or whatever it is, but you know, if you want to be a millionaire and you don't take a millionaire's advice, that's just foolish. It's complete and utter foolishness. There's just no other way to describe it, really. You're just completely foolish if you don't want a millionaire's advice, yet you want to be a millionaire. Another one. So back to that woman. She got so appalled because she felt like it was a personal attack. Okay, so later on, this guy, he had dinner with George Karl, I believe was what he said his name was. One of the greatest basketball coaches of all time. This guy's a really big fan of basketball, if you couldn't tell. That's why you find me talking about Michael Jordan a lot and everything, because my mentor currently, he's a big he's an avid basketball fan. Anyway, George Karl, one of the greatest basketball basketball coaches of all time, came over to his place and started asking him. Guy wasn't a coach, definitely wasn't the greatest basketball coach of all time, but the greatest basketball coach of all time was asking him what his opinion was. And not only was he asking him what his opinion was, he was considering the guy's opinions, considering what he was saying, and actually thinking about it. So let's take that a step further. So when I was asked, so at the end of my lesson, we were asked to notice the differences between our rich friends and our poor friends. I took it a step further and said, I'm gonna point out the differences not between my rich friends and my poor friends, but what's the differences between my rich friends and me? Because I'm the one who's looking for help, not my friends. It's me that's trying to get better. Not my friends. I mean, they might be trying to get better, and if that's you watching this video, then by all means, I hope I'm helping you out at least in a little bit. What's the differences between my rich friends and me? Well, here's one of them. One of my rich friends he used to own an insurance company, he owned a car dealership, both successful businesses, and now what he currently does is he runs a food product business. He sells salsas, jardineras, all kinds of food commodities, right? So that's what he does now. He's a very successful man. Okay, now let's compare him to me in the sense that I've tried to start my own business before. Alright, so every time this guy does something new, every time he does something new with his business, he always asks me for my opinion. Well, what do you think about this? Does that look right? Does that sound right? Does this, that, what do you think? And not only does he just ask my opinion, but but he genuinely takes it into consideration what I say, ponders over it, thinks about it. He tries to see what it is that I see and why I said what I said. Me, I tried to start my own business one time. And you know what? And I know that one of the ways, if you want a business to succeed, is you need to take outside opinion. I knew that I need to take outside opinion, but that didn't mean that I wanted outside opinion. I wanted to make the business the way I wanted to make it and do it the way that I wanted to do it. I asked my girlfriend one time what she thought about a design for a logo on my business or a name about it and everything like that. And she told me, oh, it sounded like this, and that. It just kind of sounds a little weird. And I got all defensive. I got up in arms. Well, that's how it's supposed to sound. That was the point. I told her that was the point. I got defensive. I didn't try to ponder what it was that she said. I immediately got defensive. That pride, that ego, it got in the way. That's the noticeable difference between my rich friend, the business owner, asks opinions, takes a moment of silence after you tell it to him, thinks about it, tries to see what you see. And me, that's the difference between him and me, and where I got defensive. Here's another difference. These are the things that you need to start doing too. Whoever it is that's watching this, if this is helping you, you need to start doing this. You need to start noticing differences like this. For you, what's the differences between your rich friends and you? What's the differences between your rich friends and your poor friends? Here's another one that he was talking about. My mentor, the guy I'm learning from, talked about how he lived with the Amish for 2 years. And he's seen that these kids... Now, let me tell you what. For those of you who see this, and I know I'm acting like a lot, there's thousands of people that watch these videos. But anyway, for those of you that see this and you maybe are thinking, well... I'm going to say this right here. He lived with the Amish for 2 years, said it was the happiest kids he's ever seen. Out of any modern family in the secular world, in the regular modern world that we live in. He said he lived with the Amish for 2 years and they were some of the happiest families that he's ever seen. Now, I know Breaking Amish is a fucking popular television show, and it's about how there's kids in the Amish that desperately just want to be English, normal, modern kids, and that's all fine. And I'm sure there are kids like that are in the Amish community. I mean, no one's perfect, right? So, but for the majority, what he noticed was that there were happy families and happy children in these communities. And he started to notice the difference in how these children were a little bit more obedient. And one of them was this. He noticed that when they sit down for dinner and they pray before their dinner, as of course all Amish do, he noticed this. When those kids, one of them say they're praying and they broke from prayer to reach for a piece of bread. All right. Whole big deal now. Spank your kids or don't spank your kids. Big debate, right? Big deal. I suggest to you a third solution. And it's this solution. The Amish know that the best time to start teaching your children or to start conditioning children towards certain mannerisms, towards a certain way of acting, is not when they are already developed and they can start thinking, but it's when they are young. It's when they are children, like the age of, like he said, 1-year-olds or something like that. They break from prayer and they reach for food. They reach across the table to get like a biscuit or whatever it is, a piece of food. The mother just gently flicks them. Just gently flicks their hand. Not even enough to even make it sting for a split second or anything like that. No intention to hurt them. It's just their little way of saying, no. No, Timmy. No, Timmy. You don't do that during prayer. It's her little way. Just a little gentle flick on the finger when they are young, before they're even able to remember that even happening to them as a child. And then they grow up conditioned, because children absorb so much more at those young critical ages They absorb so much more information, and they are more conditionable and more workable than when they get a little bit older, when they're already badass kids. I suggest to you a third form. It's not black and white. Let's talk about that. Like we said before, things are not black and white. That's that 500-year-old archaic mindset where there's only right or wrong. No, there are gray areas, and I suggest a third solution. Like I said, not black and white. It's not just spanking or don't spank it. Not spanking or let your kids run wild and free and be their own free spirit. No, I suggest this. The Amish. The way they do it. Condition them when they're young. When you don't have to spank them for them to know that's wrong. Just a little sign of aggression. A gentle sign of aggression when they are young, and that conditions a child. It's proven. It shows it in the Amish. They have happy families. Amish, they don't divorce. Here in the modern world, we divorce. We spank. Or we let our kids run freaking wild, and they become, like he said, there are a lot of annoying children in the modern world. There are a lot of children, shithead kids. And I'm sorry if that sounds horrible, but I mean, tell me you haven't seen a kid before that is just like, you just looking at him and he's a little badass and you're just like, oh man, that little kid is a fucking shithead. Like, I'm sure we have all thought that at least once, and if not, then you're probably one of those people who's like, well, kids will be kids, and that's fine. Kids will be kids. I mean, we have the kids are going to have their moments where they're children, of course. But the Amish have found a third way. They found a gray answer. They mixed black and white, and they found a gray answer. They found a way to both discipline your kid physically and to both at the same time be gentle and calm about it. Right? So there's another difference, let's say, between your rich friends and your poor friends. The Amish and the modern family. Alright? So that's another noticing. Those are the things you gotta do. You gotta notice those little simple differences. Because those little simple differences are the difference between, can mean the difference between success and failure. Success, happiness, love, and happiness, health, wealth, and love, and failure. None of those, you know? Gotta start noticing those differences. You gotta set aside that pride, that selfish pride that's gonna hold you back and keep you from achieving what it is that you want to achieve. You gotta let go of all that stuff. You gotta accept, like we were saying before yesterday, there are certain truths that you have to accept. One, you're not the best. There's always going to be somebody better than you. Two, you can't do this on your own. You must have a mentor. Three, there is always room for improvement. Four, there is no black and white. There is always another way. Another one, there is no, what's it called? There is no, oh, damn it, what was he saying? I forgot. But the main thing I want you to take away from this is start noticing those differences. One more from me to give you an example. One of my friends, like I was talking about him before, Devin, most outwardly cocky guy. When he's talking about a subject that he knows, he is so outwardly cocky about it. He'll let you know that he knows his shit, right? But if you call that guy, he's always the first to pay the bill when dinner is coming around. And he's always quick to arrive at your doorstep when you ask for help. That's the kind of person he is. Me, I like to believe that I'm a pretty good guy. I would give you the shirt off my back if it was the last one to give, but I have my moments. I've had more moments than I'm willing to admit to both you and myself, where I may have done something humble, done something nice for somebody, but on the inside, I wasn't happy about it. My pride. That's another truth. Throw away that pride. And another truth that you need to accept is that the truth that you need to accept may not be the truth that you want to hear. Accept that nothing is certain besides, like Jeff Bezos says, nothing is certain besides physics. Physics is the only thing in this world that is certain. Can't change the law of physics. You can manipulate it, can't change it. That, if anything, that's what I want you to take away from this. Start noticing those differences. Start upping that awareness factor of yours. Start asking yourself, what's the difference between that person and me? What makes that person a success and keeps me, and what keeps me where I am? That's what I want you to start noticing. That's what I want you to start accepting. Notice the differences. Accept that the truth is not always going to be what you want it to be. Throw away your pride. There's always going to be somebody better than you. You can't do this on your own. Get a mentor. Find somebody to help you. And that nothing is black and white. There's no one way. There's no one way to success. Oh, that's what it was. Nothing is black and white. There is no rules. There are no rules to life. Only outcomes. And that physics is the only thing that's certain. Did I just get 2 hit markers? I'd be nothing without this. Now you get to listen to me singing. I mean, I'm sorry if that wasn't that informative or that helpful, or if I was just building upon something that was already talked about, but I mean, that's exactly what it was today. It was just building upon that whole awareness factor of noticing the differences between you and the people that you aspire to be like. Just noticing those subtle differences. Because like I said the other day, everything, when you break it down to its bare bones, is almost exactly alike. Everything. Restaurants, they're all the same. Just notice the subtle differences that make them different, that set them apart from each other. That right there is the key. That is the golden nuggets that you need to be mining. Alright, let's see if I can win this shit. Ah, damn it. I don't think I'm going to win. Anyway, see, that's me being negative. I probably shouldn't say that I'm not going to win, but you know what? I accept the truth that this match is out of my control right now, and I'm probably not going to win it because I'm talking to you, and that's fine. This is not about me and winning. This is about you and helping whoever it is that liked this video figure things out, help you get to where you want to be. Damn you! Why couldn't you just pop out down there, you son of a bitch? But yeah, guys, that's what it's all about today. Up that awareness factor that we were talking about before. Notice those subtle differences. Adjust and adapt. And everything will be fine. I'm getting my ass kicked right now. Damn you! You son of a bitch! Back in my day, come out here, you motherfucker! Damn you! That's what you get to do today. Listen to the rest of the shit of me doing dumb shit like this. Damn it. Got me with your knife, you son of a bitch. Bastard. Aw, damn it. Yeah, guys, like I said, I mean, I'm sorry if I talk when I talk, it's just kind of all over the place. I mean, I really don't like organize when I talk. I don't like that. I mean, I know it's more professional and it's better to talk like in an organized fashion, organize all your thoughts and get everything going and planned out, that you plan to speak before you actually speak it and all that. But I mean, I don't like that. It just does not seem organic to me. It just don't seem organic. It doesn't seem like, woo! Through the barrel, baby! Came back! And I said I wasn't gonna win that game. And I said I wasn't gonna win that game. Anyway, that's a good way to end this video. I love you all. Thank you very much. I'm feeling great. I'm gonna go get ready for work. You all have a wonderful day. Like this video if it helped you out, and I'll see you later. This is the Jerk signing off. Bye-bye.